To not hurricane, but
no,
but pretty
enough
good.
to make
Here,
the flowers dance.
you just seen it. All of a sudden, the sun disappeared again, and here comes our wind again. So it is a tough day. We're going to go up and behind the falls here. There's a little fall and water. We're going to look up there, see what we can find. Morning. Steve's fixing his hair.
Yeah.
He looks good now.
Awesome.
Anyway, we are going to the waterfall again. I'm going to link the what was it, a winter, when the fall's frozen? Yeah.
Yes.
The winter one, I'll link the video up here, but we're heading down towards the waterfall at the Paddy Creek Wilderness, Texas County, Missouri. We were hoping for overcast skies, but the sun's out. What's your preconceived?
Well, I think I learned from last time, actually it was you who kind of noticed this, that some of those pictures of the falls probably need to be taken from up top, looking down at them. I would like to go back into the valley and shoot down the valley just like we did in the winter, because that's probably one of the best photos I've ever taken, and hopefully there's some dogwood or something down the valley. Yeah, the bizarre part is that the normal trees, I don't know what you'd call them, oaks and maples and stuff like that, they're sprouting out fast, they're budding out fast, and so they're covering up some of the dogwoods already. So that didn't take too long. But I also learned in our last trip not to cross over the falls and walk down into the valley because I fell down.
And I missed it on video.
Yeah,
that would have gone viral. It wasn't a pretty fall either.
No.
So
yeah, I won't be going that way again.
Anyway, we're on our way down there to the waterfall. Come join us. That's unusual. Normally when Steve and I go out, there's clouds all the time.
Yeah.
But we're out today and there's not a cloud in the sky. Some wispy ones way off. But we're going to hike down there anyway and see what we find. Okay, so I've seen, they've done a burn out here or something, but I've seen a dead tree and there's a big tree right here in front of me. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to pull out my camera. I'm not going to undo the tripod. I have my 24 to 70 millimeter lens on. I have my polarizer on. I probably won't need it. And what I'll do first is just look through the viewfinder to find a composition. And I'm thinking I like this right here. And I'm gonna probably shoot it in a horizontal composition. So I'm gonna set up my tripod right here. Now the only problem is my tripod's not very tall, so I may be shooting through the barbed wire right here. I put my button underneath the lens. You'll see a lot of guys have it in behind their camera, but I've learned the hard way. You think it's the loosen this one and you'll loosen that and your camera almost falls out. This is what I always do. I always do this, make sure it's good on the tripod. Okay, so I'm at f8. Sounds a little too technical, okay? But I'm gonna slow down my shutter speed now to get the histogram to touch the right hand side, exposure to the right, and there we go. Okay, I'm all the way down to a 20th of a second. With the wind the way it's blowing, I want something probably 200. So what I'm gonna do is increase my ISO. I'm gonna take it to 400, and now you can see my histogram's going off scale here. So what I'm gonna do is turn my dial, shutter speed dial, and I'm at 1/25. I want just a little more, so I'm going to go to ISO 800. Yes, this is a compromise. This is what I saw originally. Oh, I can't see my finger right there. That's what I saw originally, but I do like this tree on this side too.
Hey, look at that. It's my landscaping lens again.
And which one's that?
F4 12 to 24.
What idiot would talk you into buying a lens like that?
Some dude named Michael talked me into it, and I'm not sure I've taken it off my camera since. 77.
Ah,
There we go.
I have a polarizer that would fit that, which we may want to put on. So let me go grab it, Steve.
All right. This tree's attracted me. I'm not sure what kind it is, but the leaves haven't come out yet, but it's in the middle of this field by its lonesome. And if I can get the right angle, I can unclutter the background. The clouds are interesting behind it right now. So I think the key is to shoot low. Turn my cap the right way so I can... I'll probably do both horizontal and vertical. I like vertical shots anymore. Depth of field down to f4. So that should give a narrow depth. So the trees way in the background should be out of focus, and hopefully what little foreground there will be in the photo will be out of focus. So just the tree. The shutter speed, whoop, I keep spinning the wrong thing, even though my buddy taught me that the aperture is up front. Shutter speed, I'm moving it down. It was on 2,000th of a second. That's kind of much. The tree's mature, so it's on.
Now, what are you basing your exposure on? Your histogram, or are you just guessing right now?
I'm guessing right now. I'm going to get it close to where my brain thinks it's going to be. And my camera, unfortunately, I have to actually shoot a photo, which I just did. And then I get to look at my histogram.
Maybe so dark.
There we go. No, I hit the OK button.
Oh.
You know, there's a camera on me, so now I am nervous.
And if you wait, we're going to get sun again here. I don't know. There's more clouds moving in. That's what we wanted originally. Oh, there you go. You got some.
Oh, okay. To me, that's better.
Shoot another one real quick.
So that's my vertical shot. I'll switch it horizontal, which will bring more sky into it. And
then you got to turn your polarizer again, because...
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh, you're getting some good sunshine.
Quit making me nervous, dude.
Hurry. Hurry.
Oh. Right.
You're going to have the winning picture.
This time I'm focusing right on the tree rather than the third in or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because that is your main subject. Way to do it. Okay, I don't need to help them anymore.
Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, even better.
Good.
Some nice clouds in the background. Yay!
Yay!
I'm here expecting one thing, and we're still a mile away.
Who knows when we'll get there?
Yeah, we found some other good stuff.
The wind's died down a little bit. Looks a lot different, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, we've made it down to the waterfall. You can see Steve behind me here. He's working a composition. What I'd like to do is get a panel of the falls here, but I'm going to have to move the camera I'm recording on because it's going to be in part of the composition, so you can't see the waterfall behind me. And again, the sun went behind a cloud. My exposure should be pretty good. I'm pointing at the lightest area of the scene. Not sure how that panel is going to turn out. The light keeps changing. I'm waiting for it to come back out because I think it works real good here. Even though it comes out, it's bright, but it's not dappled light, so we're getting good detail. So what I've got now, I'm going to record some on my camera. Okay, so this is what draws my attention. I like this little green bush here. Of course, the waterfall isn't running as much as Steve and I was wanting, but I'm going to wait for the sun to come out and try to get another picture of this one. I've got my polarizer on. I'm shooting probably f9, and I'm going to keep the shutter speed depending on, right now the wind's not blowing down here, so I'm going to keep my shutter speed a little higher.
I was having trouble deciphering whether the polarizing filter was doing any good, so I used my little magnifying glass to magnify the water right up there, turned it, I think. We'll find out.
That's a good trick. So what are you struggling with right now, Steve?
Well, I wanted to do some photo stacking,
but the wind is out here blowing pretty good, which means there's no way to shoot even 3, much less 5 or 6 photos without something being out of place.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm just gonna go with handheld for a while unless the wind dies down.
Yeah, right now that's probably a good move. And what I've taught Steve is you go handheld, but you you still shoot manual, but you pick a shutter speed that you think is fast enough to stop the wind and an f-stop, and then use auto ISO. Sun's coming out again. You should, if you want the star, you should be up at your highest f-stop.
Oh, and
okay, so Steve was borrowing my wide angle polarizer, and I needed to borrow it. Let's see yours there, Steve. You can see how much thinner mine is than his. So I'm guessing what'll happen with his is when he looks through there, the edges will be dark. There'll be a vignetting going on. You get it?
Everything is set for shooting the other direction, so I have to change.
What are you thinking on depth of field?
Well, F4 is what I moved down to because that's my lowest, and I'll give the narrowest depth of field. But I also made everything really, really bright. So my ISO's at native, and my shutter speed.
Look at you talking photo talk. Native ISO.
Yeah, I was on 1/8 of a second, I guess, for my shutter speed, and that really
burned it out.
Yep, blew the roof off.
So, Steve, what do you think so far?
tough day.
It is.
You wouldn't think it'd be so hard, but the clouds keep moving in and out. We go from extremely bright light to
no
shade.
light, full shade, and then we go from no wind to not hurricane, but
No.
but pretty
Enough
good.
to make
Here,
the flowers dance.
you just seen it. All of a sudden, the sun disappeared again, and here comes our wind again. So it is a tough day. We're going to go up, and behind the falls here, there's a little fall and water. We're going to look up there, see what we can find. Steve said what all photographers need to say. It's time to experiment.
Yeah, and even though I'm pretty sure these numbers are not going to work out, like I can see they didn't, in my mind they should have been great. This is a different lens.
Oh, it does not the same focal length, or
No.
okay, now here's your thing. You buy one set of filters for your wide angle, and then buy step-up rings. They're cheaper.
Oh, just kind of hanging out, wishing I had a bottle of water. And after that, I noticed this
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Tufts.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, those are kind of cool. So I shot some pictures that way. And I thought, well, maybe shoot across them to the waterfall. And then I thought, well, maybe it'll look better on my landscape lens if I do that. And I thought, well, I better put on a tripod. So everything's leading to me
A lot of thinking going on over here.
putting it on a tripod.
So I shot a little video, but here's how I have my tripod out. Steve just found out his does the same thing. He's getting his out too. Always a learning experience. Did you find a secret picture?
I don't know if it's a secret. I'm pretty sure everyone I ever knew stood at that same spot and took a photo.
You saw the tripod holes there?
What's that?
You saw some tripod holes?
Tripod holes?
Yeah, where somebody stood before.
Now I gotcha.
Come on, man.
All right, Mike and I are heading back from our shoot, and as you can see, there's not much in front of the camera here because they did a controlled burn, which keeps giant forest fires from happening.
And show them where they haven't burned.
Yeah, and right here is where they haven't burned. A lot of leaves. You might be able to see some dogwoods. There's a dogwood right over here. So the blooming dogwood, they happen where it was not burned, and then dogwood, nothing.
Last time Steve and I came through here, we couldn't figure out why they blew all the leaves. Well, this was the fire line, come to find out. So they had this whole area cleaned off of leaves.
Yeah, so you can still kind of see where the leaves were cleaned off.
as opposed to burned off. But I think it's cool. The stuff's already coming back up.
Yep, it's already graining up.
Yep.
Don't want to jinx ourselves, but I don't know. I don't feel real good about the pictures. There were some nice looking things. I think maybe Steve might have got the best picture at the beginning, but we won't know. There may be some wall hangers in there. What do you think?
Same. I probably took 100 frames, and if 2 of them turn out nice, I mean, there'll be enough to put, you know, show my dad, show my friends, whatever.
Oh yeah,
fine. But as far as wall hangers, if there were 1, 2, that would be
fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be something.
But we were battling 2 problems: the wind and the sun was in and out. When we planned this, it was going to be a rainy, misty kind of day, and that's kind of what we were wanting. And we wanted dogwoods, which we had one down there.
Yeah, one far away and one kind of close.
Yeah, so it wasn't great, but we experimented, and I told Steve, you make your own luck. Without getting out, you're not going to get a good picture. So even on days where you don't feel like you got what you needed, you still got practice in, and you're still increasing the odds.
Yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable with the things I was trying. I still had to think hard, but not as
He's
hard.
getting better because he's not asking as many questions. And he's thinking through the composition. He's, as Ansel Adams said, pre-visualizing what he wants, and he's moving his settings to what he wants to get. So that's good. You've come a long way, Grasshopper.
Hey, thank you.
Okay, we're going to get something to drink. Later.